Guess what? President Obama made the cover of Newsweek magazine again. Yes. Surprising. Actually, it's not surprising unless you read Hit the Road, Barack, Why We Need a New President. What? Don't be fooled. It's not a shift in philosophy, really. I mean, the pages right before are Mitt's seedy coming out party where they talk about the strip clubs in Tampa. Yes, that's why Mitt was the one that said, we have got to do the GOP convention. They're in Tampa because Joe Redner. We could go to the strip clubs. Yeah, that's it. What this front cover is Newsweek magazine saying, gee, we've destroyed ourselves. I don't even know it's possible to sell this piece of crap anymore. We can't make I swear to you, I haven't read Newsweek magazine in so long. You can't make the paper any thinner unless it's like scripture onion paper. I mean, Anyway, there is a good, solid article by Neil Ferguson. And let me just hit you with a couple of the high points in here. America under this president is a superpower in retreat, if not in retirement. Broken campaign promises, slower than promised recovery, massive debt increases, failure to respond to challenges to American power. Bottom line, Obama is a disaster and he has got to go. Oh, did I just spoil the ending? Oopsie. The media is so upside down, I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Do you? Is this the Hail Mary pass? They're saying something true? They're like, maybe we just start seeing the truth. Maybe I'm not sure. The Washington Post released a poll that states strongly that Americans want smaller government. The poll focused on two questions. Here's the first. Would you say you favor a smaller federal government with fewer services or a larger federal government with many services? You ready? 55% say smaller government. The poll also asks whether government controls too much of our daily lives. 60% said, yeah. Really? See, this isn't about Barack Obama. It's not about the Republicans or the Democrats. It's not. It's about the truth. The jig is up. Americans know better than they did 4 years ago or 6 years ago or 10 years ago. Now Obama is refusing to give interviews to the press corps and legitimate news outlets until this afternoon. This shows how much trouble this guy is in, and he knows it. He had been badgered for the last, week, 5 days, about how he just doesn't give any reports. He doesn't go out and do a press conference. Today, he surprised the press and walked out for a press conference. He's frightened. Somebody in this administration is frightened. And believe it or not, even though he has all of these press people in his pocket, he's afraid of the media. I mean, he shouldn't. They get a thrill up their leg every time he speaks. They should be afraid of him because I believe he is our own little Hugo Chavez. But he's in full retreat. He's doing interviews now with the hard-hitting political stalwarts like Entertainment Tonight and People magazine. Wow. The deputy campaign manager, Stephanie Cutter, actually defended the recent trend in this interview. Listen.
We're going to spend our time talking to media all over this country. And I don't think you can
Entertainment
say that the
Tonight,
president
People magazine, he did that as well. Are they more important than the national news media?
I don't think that they're more important, but I think they're equally important. I think that's where a lot of Americans get their news. And I think the president's going to continue doing that.
That's a problem, don't you think? I mean, that's where Americans are getting their news. If that's true, we're in trouble in November. I don't think the majority, but I think she is right that a lot do. If you're president, don't you have a problem with that? I mean, isn't that the kind of ill-advised thinking that a real leader would object to? He might, say to his team, hey, maybe we shouldn't encourage this. It's been months since the president held a news conference until today. Meanwhile, Romney has had 2 press conferences last week. But they're talking to media all over the country. but they found a way now to even bypass the press here. I want you to listen to the president reveal some crucial facts about his platform during an interview with an Albuquerque Top 40 morning show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, with Morning Mayhem.
Hello.
Hello,
hey.
Mr. President.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going? Yeah. We're so excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm thrilled to talk to you. How's everybody doing in New Mexico?
We're doing good. We're waiting for you to come and visit us.
I got to get there. I love that state. It is beautiful, and the people are all nice to me.
Our big question is red or green?
I think you've got to go with the classic red. Although every once in a while, green is solid. But I'm just going with red on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you caught that. But he says green is pretty good, but he's going with red. Some other questions that were asked: what's your favorite song? And what superpower would the president like to have? I always thought it would be good to say America. I'm surprised he didn't say China, but he said he just liked the ability to speak any language. I don't think that's a superpower, Mr. President. If it is, it's a crappy one. I'm guessing it would make it easier for him to lie in foreign countries. I'm not really sure. But another question was, where's the best place to get soul food in the Chicago area? Now, Barack has some pretty good recommendations, but don't let Michelle find out, or she could use her superpowered muscled arms to beat the fat out of you. I'm just saying. We had some inside information today on this particular interview, and this should give you hope. Obama's campaign reached out to this radio station. The radio station didn't. The campaign reached out and said, how would you like to have the president on? Of course, we'd have a few rules. And they didn't just open up the phone book and say, radio station. They had to pick the third-rated morning show in Albuquerque. How many shows are there? 3? They picked the third-rated radio show in the market in a state where they lost 15, or they won over McCain by 15 percentage points. This is a desperate, desperate campaign. What is it that they know that we don't know? Why are they trying to shore up their support, and not in smart support? Just like can you talk about food and maybe we'll get a few votes because he's likable? And they're doing it in a state where he won by 15 points. There's trouble. Change. It's a-coming. You bet it is. And to that extent, we'll be covering the Republican National Convention with enough resources to make Entertainment Weekly blush. When I used to watch Fox and Friends in the morning, I really liked Brian and Edie Hill a lot. And don't get me wrong, they're all fine, but Edie was really, I thought, really, really smart. Surprise, surprise, Edie Hill lives down here in Texas. So we reached out to her and we asked her, Edie, would you mind joining us? She'll be joining us as will Essie Cupp and Will Kane and Andrew Wilkow. And they're going to be providing our live convention coverage all next week for the Republican National Convention. We're going to have people stationed here in Dallas. Edie and the gang are going to be out in Tampa, Florida, and we're covering it from what's happening on the streets to what is happening inside the convention center. And this is going to be coverage that you won't get anyplace else. This is going to be smart, young, not GOP convention coverage. You see, I think we've already won. We just have to not lose our heads and just keep doing the right thing and just keep focused on what is important. Remember a covenant that we've made. And just keep marching forward. Just finish the game. Join us all next week from the GOP convention. Coverage like nowhere else.